Hello team. Very quickly, not actually quickly, it might take some time. At this moment, I am transferring projects from our previous ERP, which is Odoo, to our new project management system, which is provided by Zoho. So we'll be disregarding this one, and I know there are a couple of videos um, talking about how to use Odoo ERP, but moving forward, we will be now using Zoho as a project management tool. So what I'm going to do is let's go to projects here, and I've migrated some of the projects, but let's start with Hyundai AMC, where I have already, if you go and click on the left side, let me close this, yes. And yeah, if you see on the left side recent projects, you can see Hyundai internal dashboard. I changed the name to Hyundai internal dashboard because that was more relevant, and that was actually I wouldn't say the correct name, but we're calling it a different name. So basically, it's a project from Hyundai. We're working on internal system that they have built in Laravel. And so yeah, we have a couple of stages here in Odoo. And here if we click on tasks under this one, we do have you can see tasks, but these are related to all projects. Yeah, and they're my tasks. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go to projects on the left again, and then click on Hyundai internal dashboard. Yeah, and I do not have any task right now. So what I'm gonna do is I want to migrate all of these, and let's say if it has a board task functionality, yes it does, and it's saying if okay, I believe CSV would work. And what I want to do is list all these tasks. Yeah, select all of them, and let's see if we can export them. Okay, I don't see any export option. It seems like we cannot from here, so we're stuck with manually importing them. So yeah, let's do that. It's totally fine. We'll be learning. So I'll disregard some of the tasks such as daily meetings for project date. No need. Send email step-by-step completion of tasks. Okay. All right. So some of the tasks are related to a developer. So first of all, assign a developer for this. Okay. So we know Shahrukh is the person handling this project. And I don't want to add him as a team member. No need. He will not be using all the features. But what I can do is if I go to settings from here, yes, I can click on manage users, and so we have these portal users which we're paying for them, okay? And then we can go to client users, and I have a couple of them added under different companies. So what I'm gonna do is add a client company, and I'll name them as, it's not a client actually, but let's go to roles. Okay, employee profiles. We have profiles. Client, okay, client profile. So I'm going to add a profile as member, okay, or partner, and profile will be a client profile too, because we don't want to get billed for this, and the developer will be most probably use this portal to look at different tasks, and you as a project coordinator will be creating tasks for them. Why we're adding them as a client profile is because first, we don't want to unnecessarily pay for them for the whole ERP. They are only using the project management system. And secondly, it's very unlikely that they will be updating the tasks. They will be commenting on tasks. So you as a project coordinator, you're the one actually moving tasks from one point to another. All right. Okay, so I'll say client profile. and they have access to, no need to have access to these uh, module permissions. Oh yeah, we can actually give them different permissions, such as task list, view, add. Interesting. So in case if they change their mind, we can give them. Okay, great. Okay, I'm not gonna go in detail. Let's say all, add. So this is a one-time step, but it's good for you to know. So I added a partner with the, it's basically a client. So Zoho will not charge us for this, as many clients we add. Or we can do a quick Zoho projects. Does it cost for client access? Charged at, okay, there's a question. Is there a charge to client users to access Zoho project portal? Then the subscription plan not based on user, you can add unlimited user and any of the additions to add a client user within the portal. Uh-huh. Yeah. So this one is outdated 4 years ago. They do charge based on users now, but for client users, I don't think. Okay, go to maybe something I'm not updated on. Client. Okay, so for enterprise, they're charging. Wow, $10 per 5 users. But we're using Zoho One. Let's check pricing. Actually, plan details. New plan details. Yes. And if we go to productivity projects, yeah. So you can have 20 project templates, unlimited projects. Oh, nice. We can have, okay, we can have like 5 per employee license. Okay. So yeah, it's fine. So right now we have how many employees? 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we can have 4 multiplied by 5. We can have as how many? 20 clients. Very smart Zoho. But yeah, so we can have 20 clients. We're safe right now. Yeah, but if we remove Inas, for example, that's since she will be mostly doing the work, not coordination. So we'll be left with how many? 3 users? 3 multiplied by 5. So yeah, we can have 15 clients. Maybe Inas can be as a client profile, whatever. All right, guys. So this sounds great. So yeah, let's go to client users, and we already have these as actual clients. And let's add a client user. We have to add a client company, and we'll just write Sophie Tech. Okay, and I will add Sharo. Role is partner. Okay, and this is one is important. We don't want to give them access to every project, but only this one. Okay, because that's where he's working on. client at a success rate. Got it. And we also want to give him access to advice online. How can we do that? Yeah, because Shadow agreed to work on advice online. Complete. Yeah, okay. So this is perfect. Now, if we go, we have to close this now. And if we go to projects on the left, we'll open, yeah, Hyundai International Dashboard. So Hyundai International Dashboard, okay, let's go from there. Yeah, we're in the task list now. And let me close this, open tasks here. Let me identify which one are relevant. So these, as you can see, send email step-by-step completion of tasks. Okay. So this one, Salman, who was a previous team member, he assigned it. He signed this one to himself. So a lot of project managers or coordinators, they have a confusion that these tasks are only to be assigned to the team, to the developer or designer. No, you can also assign tasks to yourself. Okay, you can assign tasks to a client as well. For example, if a developer tells you that I need this, and so what do you, instead of writing it, I'm not opposing that you should not write it on a paper or on a notepad application on your desktop. But since you're already writing and time is limited, it's better to open the project and write those tasks here and assign it to that person. Okay. So for example, right now, Sarfraz is the person who is, if I can say Sarfraz, okay? Sarfraz, yeah. Sarfraz is the guy who is the client representative here, okay? He is the person with whom we're in touch with, and we might require things from him. Maybe the developer says that I need clarification. Let's say clarification on tasks, clarification on tasks. Uh, let's say SMS integration, for example. Okay, and here you can write description. I spoke with Shahrukh, and he mentioned that he wants more info on task XXX. Okay, and I request if we can have a meeting. If we can have a meeting. He is confused regarding XXX requirement and that requirement, for example. And then here is the magic. This is so important because this will save you time in following up. So here you can select the owner. So from here you can select internal users, or if it's assigned to Shahrukh. Now I know Shahrukh is being shown as a client user, which is fine. You know that, okay, he's not a client. But since there is no client, Shahrukh Sarfraz, who is the actual client, he's not assigned to this project. You need to assign him. You need to add him to the portal and then assign him this project. And then you can assign this task to him. Let's, for the sake of understanding, let's say Ahmed Mushtaq is I'm your client. Okay, you selected me here. Now here if you are going to prioritize it, it's high, and then reminder. This one is magic. You really need to use this daily reminder. Let's say at what time? You know that okay, they start working at 9, so it's 10 a.m. in the morning is good. And notify users who the task owner. Okay, or maybe you can also select someone else who needs reminder. But of course, you want this reminder to be sent to the task owner, and also you can add yourself to be reminded with. Okay, once you do that, my friend, and let's say set reminder. Okay, So now they will be reminded every day, 10 a.m., that okay, they need to clarify on task SMS integration. Okay, which which is a important element for you as a project coordinator to move the project. All right. So now this is a dependency, Annie. The developer is waiting for the client to provide clarification on this, and you add it in the system. And of course, you as a project coordinator, you're dealing with so many projects. But if you use this effectively, like this one, and add it to the system, it's giving an error. We'll come back to this, but I want you to understand that this will make your job easy. And I want you to do this with every task. Every task. So every task should have an owner. Simple, straightforward. Every task should be have an owner. So we can check who is responsible for what and for how long they haven't taken any action on it. Here, you need to put a due date. It's depending on if it's a client, it's always today. Because you want this sooner the information you need, the better. Start date, I don't know why they asked for start date, but this is probably for the internal team members that when they are going to start this, okay, start this project and when it's due. And then click on add. That's it. Due date is elapsed. Okay, due date should be a day ahead. Okay, my bad. Add. So now, clarification of task SMS integration. This is assigned to the client. Okay, I have a couple of other information which we can talk about later. But right now, this is the most important part. I'll close this task from here. And now, so this task is open. Actually, it's not open. It's if you correctly assess it, it's on hold. We're waiting. Uh, I think we should have a stage for waiting, but on hold, I think it also means waiting. Okay, so on hold means waiting. And now, let's say I'll go back a step ahead, and where Shahrukh says that he needs clarification on task on SMS integration. Okay, so the task was SMS integration. I'll add this task, SMS integration, and I'll assign it to, let's say, Shahrukh right now. I'm going to remove him so he doesn't panic. Uh, Reminder daily. Yes, daily reminder for everybody. Everything we do is important. 10 a.m. Notify user who task owner. Okay. So, okay. All right. This part, you have to really sit with the developer and assign. Now, let me give you uh, something in advance right now, a heads up. Developers will be hesitant giving you this start date and due date, but it is very crucial. It's very crucial for you to uh, to do to define this. Why? Because we need we need estimations in future. So all right, if we don't have a time assigned, the system first of all will not send any reminder. And secondly, if the time is not assigned, people generally speaking, I'm not saying you, I'm not saying Shahrukh, but people generally speaking, I'll talk about myself. If there is no due date, I would probably lag, right? So we need to assign a due date. Let's say this was due on 13. It was starting 13, due on 14, for example, and I'll add. You cannot assign internal task to client user. Okay, so since Shahrukh is a client user, so I'll create it as an external task. So yeah, all right. So now SMS integration is added. It's assigned to Shahrukh, but remember, Shahrukh said I need this clarification on task SMS integration from Sarfaraz. So this task is dependent on this one. How can you see that? It's very easy. In Zoho, we have something called dependency, where you have this SMS integration, which is this task, and we are going to add a dependent. We're going to say that SMS integration simply by clicking here. I'm sorry, not here. By I believe, yeah, information. Yeah, okay. It's not pretty straightforward, but yeah, you have to click on information and then click on predecessor. Pre predecessor. Okay, predecessor means whatever task you add as a predecessor, that needs to be completed in order for this to begin. Okay, so the clarification is required from Sarfraz. That clarification part is a predecessor. Okay, so we're going to click on add predecessor, and here I'm going to select, okay, Hyundai Internet Dashboard, no need, and here I'm going to search for clarification, and here it is, clarification on task SMS integration, set dependency. Perfect. Now you know that, okay, in order to, why, if I come to you as your manager, I'll come and ask you, because the portal will keep sending me reminders that, okay, this task hasn't been done. So if I come and ask you why SMS integration, it's been 1 week, why it's still there? I can check that, okay, it's dependent on clarification. So I can, instead of wasting your time, I'll go and report Sarfraz, I'll call him, or you will call him, of course. Okay, you're the project coordinator, you're the leader here. So you're gonna call Sarfraz that, okay, we have this task which is dependent on this. So we have other tasks as well that are dependent on this. When can we have the clarification? Because of you, my sir, the project is being delayed. Okay, you don't have to be that harsh, but yeah, that is that is how it goes. And the truth be told, there will be a lot of tasks, and this feature will help you so much. All right. We have so many projects, and in those projects, we have so many tasks that are dependent on clients. And if something is dependent on something, the team can actually put their effort on something that is not dependent on the client. So yeah, so this is your responsibility to link tasks. And yeah, right now, I think this is more than enough. And for today, or for this video at least. So let's say if, so right now this one is on hold. This one is on hold, okay? Uh, if, let's say right now, if you open it, the due date was 12, okay? If 12, today is 12, let's say tomorrow it comes. Your job right now is to put it in delayed. So this project, this task has been delayed. And then I know that, okay, why? Because of this. Now, let's say that Sarfraz does provide clarification and Shuttle confirms that, okay, this clarification is fine. We're going to move this to close. So we no need to focus on this one. And this one, SMS integration, will be moved to in progress. All right. And of course, you are going to change the start date and the due date. Not the start date, actually. Start date needs to be same, but due date, you need to change it now from 15 to whatever the developer or team member tells you. Okay? And your goal as a project coordinator is that all the tasks that we have here should reach here, closed. That is when the project is considered 100% complete. So yeah, that is it in nutshell. I'm gonna delete this fake demo tasks. I'm gonna do that from here. Delete task. Okay, delete. And here I'm going to open it and delete the file. All right. Thank you so much for your time.